Hello everybody, it's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special episode. It's blind fight night. And tonight, a very special blind flight night. So for those that are excited for the blind flights, stay tuned. For those that aren't, stay anyway. Hit the subscribe and like button. So big shout out to my buddy Ken, who sent this 8-sample blind flight. We actually have Rita down here tonight, a real treat. She's going to read these, hopefully live, as we guess what they are. She's informed me that Ken has written the bottle as well as the proof. So we'll guess that. Make it simple, because there's 8 of them. We'll just guess that tonight. So let's dive right in. We got a lot to cover. Color on this one, medium. Medium darkness. Alright, let's give it a nosing. Oh, good Lord, that smells delicious. I get char of bananas, a little bit of oak, tons of caramel. Kind of reminds me right off the rip of Jack Daniels. A barrel proof, smells a little proofy. Let's take a sip. Oh my God, is that delicious. Just all banana, char, and caramel. A little backbone of oak. Super thick on the mouthfeel. Felt like it drank a little easy for its proof. I'm going to guess 126 on the proof on that. I'm now torn. It's either a Jack Daniels barrel proof or like an Old Forester barrel strength. It's got to be one of those two. Take one more sip. Man, it's got so much banana, but there's a little something in there that makes me think it's not Jack Daniels. All right, final guess. Old Forester barrel strength, 126 proof. Rita, what were we drinking?
Forester single barrel strength. An Acme store pick.
Acme store pick to the Roadrunner. It was an Old Forester barrel strength, so we are 1 for 1. That was delicious, Ken, by the way. Anything else to say about it?
127.5.
Home 127.5. We guessed 126. Gosh, we are off to a fantastic start. Sample number 2 in the gold. Color looks about the same. Let's give it a nosing. Now this is way more like caramel cinnamon coming off on here. Caramel cinnamon, caramel popcorn perhaps. A little vanilla coming through. Oh, she's delicious as well. That almost tastes like Old Forester too. I don't think the proof is quite as high, but I'd say it's over 100 on that one for sure. Take one more here. A little bit of red berries on there, perhaps, on the palate. I don't know. It's kind of coming across like it could be something from Buffalo Trace. I would rank it below number 1. Let's go with 120 proof as our guess on the proof. Benchmark, well, I was going to say benchmark full proof. That'd be 125. Fine, we'll go benchmark full proof 125. Rita, what were we drinking?
Lucky 7 the Holiday Toast.
Wow, completely wrong. Lucky 7 the Holiday Toast.
115.
115. So we were pretty close on the proof. We guessed originally 120, and I bumped it up for my bottle guess, but not bad. I've never had Lucky 7 the Holiday Toast. I believe that's toasted, right? Can you look that one up, Rita?
No, honey, I cannot.
All right, number 3. In the black. This got a little bit of Sharpie marker note going on. There's something on here. It's a lot of oak. A lot of oak on this one. And like just a little bit of zest. Maybe that's some citrus coming off there. It does smell quite good. Let's take a sip. Got a little cardboardy on the palate. That one I don't know is my favorite. That would be number 3 of 3 so far. Lighter in proof for sure. It's not horrible, but it's got like a weird like cardboard, wet newspaper note going on. Comes across on the palate. We'll take one more here. It's tasting like it might be Willet. I don't really like Willet much. That's about, I'd say that's 114 proof. That's my guess on that one. Instead of the wet newspaper, it's got like some like weird like date kind of note on it, which I kind of generally get from Willet products. Perhaps that's like a Noah's Mill or Rowan's Creek. That's what we're going to guess, one of those bottles. Rita, what was number 3?
Mermaid Spirits Bourbon Squad Pick.
Oh, no. I offended somebody on the PA Bourbon Squad. Mermaid Spirits, the PA Bourbon Squad pick, would have actually been MGP. So I guess it was just the youth I was getting. I said it days like wet newspapers. We don't know whose that was. We'll leave that there. Either Matt or Rocky. Could have been either one. Alright. Not my favorite of this flight so far, I must say. Alright, number 4, the Blue. Ooh, this got a little bit of like... a lot of citrus notes coming off of this one for sure. There's a little bit of oak in the background. Some caramel, some vanilla. Kind of generic bourbon, but then there's like an up level amount of citrus. Let's take a sip. Oh my god, that's delicious. That's a rye. Wow, okay, it's a lot of rye notes on this. Yeah, it's like a very citrusy rye. Very delicious. Ooh. This one's up there in the top 3, I would say. Second sip had just a ton of caramel on the back end after the rye splice. It does linger. I'm going to guess that it's about... we're going to say 105 proof. It is a rye of some sort, I believe. I'm going to guess it's like a 95.5 MGP rye, so... I just don't know what the bottle would be, perhaps, on that. So I'm going to guess like a... maybe one of those Belle Bedfords at like 110 proof. Let's guess that. Rita, what is it?
Wrong. Old Carter Rye Batch 10, 116.6.
Old Carter Rye Batch 10, 116.6 proof. So I said about 110, a little off on the proof. Delicious. If you find yourself an Old Carter Rye, pick one up. I've never had one, and boy, that's good. I do believe they use MGP though, so pretty close on the guess, if I do say so myself. That was very good. I'll do a ranking at the end, but that's up there. Number 5 in the green. Oh, this has a nose. This has a different nose that I'm really digging. Oh man, this is just the most caramel and stone fruit all in one. And just like an extreme amount of vanilla I'm getting on this. Wow. Man, it really pulls me in. I don't know what this is on the nose. It could be a rye too. Let's take a sip. Oh, that's delicious. A lot of like orange notes on this. I think the proof's low. I'm going to say this is 100. Because I've been guessing this is 100 proof. Pretty coating on the mouthfeel. Very heavy like orange note. Oak in here. Boy, that's good. Take one more. What a beautiful crescendo of flavors. I detect a hint of George Dickel. So I'm going to guess that is maybe one of the George Dickel 15-year single barrels at 100 proof. That's my guess. Rita, what are we drinking?
A Michters 10-year single barrel.
Bourbon or rye?
Bourbon. 2023, 94.4.
Whoo! Wow, okay.
Do you even drink bourbon?
Do I even drink? Oh. Okay, it was not Dickel. It was delicious. That was a 2023 Michters 10-year that everyone's been raving about. I've not got a bottle. Thank you, Ken. That's something. I can see why people are really digging that. And I've had Michters 10 before, and I've said they're worth like $40. Terrible. That is a fantastic Michters 10. Must say. Wow. Okay, yeah, that one's moving, up at the top for sure. Number 6 in the red. A little youth maybe on this one. It's very heavy caramel. Not a lot of oak on this one. Missing any of the citrus notes or rye notes of some of the other ones. Kind of generic on the nose. Let's take a sip.
Ew!
Oh, that's not good. Oh.
Stop.
It's very like single malty. Definitely feels like high malt in there. some youth. It's bad. It kind of tastes like a Scotch. Proof. I don't think it's very high on the proof scale. I'm gonna guess like 100. We'll guess 100 on that. It's just not. That one's not good. Rita, what was that one?
Cask Batch 3.
Breckenridge PX Cask Batch 3. I've never had a Breckenridge, and I probably won't be picking one up based on that. What was the proof on that, Rita?
90.
90. Oh, I guess the 100. All right, that was a complete loss on that one. Number 7 in the clear with the blue painter's tape, because we fancy on this channel. It is very light, the lightest of the bunch. Urine colored, some might say.
Belle.
Beer. Light beer. Like we're on a diet. Alright, let's give it a nosing. Now, what is this? What is this? I get hints of like peaches and like nail polish remover all in one. It's very like peach heavy. I detect, could this be a Scotch, like an 80 proof? Come on, Ken, now you know better than this. Tell you what though, it smells better than that Breckenridge does. I don't think it's light whiskey. Bless you. This is kind of like just peaches and like some caramel. Let's give it a sip. Wow, okay, that's actually pretty good. I thought it was, if that's Scotch, this will be the first Scotch I like. It doesn't really have a single malt note to it. It's light, kind of dissipates quick. I'd say proof is 90. We're going to guess 90 on this. Could be lower, but I'm going to guess 90. It's just like a little peaches and cream caramel type of thing going on. Rito, what is number 6? Or wait, I'm sorry, that's number 7.
Yeah, Whistle Pig, 12-year-old rye.
Whistle Pig 12-year-old rye?
You were shitting on it.
What's the price on that? Or what's the proof?
86.
Oh, well, I didn't get that it was a rye, but... And I don't even like Whistle Pig generally, but this is pretty good. Well, I did like the Whistle Pig 15 year that I just did a review on, but it was just too expensive. Don't know how much Whistle Pig 12 years are. Pretty good. I said 90, 86 proof. That's Canadian rye. Did not pick up that it was a rye. That bottle's not expensive. It's a good bottle. I would say like, you know, like 50, 60 bucks, that'd be a good bottle. If it's more than that, I wouldn't. Number 8, the Ocho, the end. Let's give it a nosing. What is this? Smells like beer. This smells like a lager. Very bready, very yeasty, as some might say. Very earthy. As we call it, an earthy bourbon of some sort, or rye perhaps. Well, I don't know. The nose is not my favorite, but let's give it a sip. Well, that's pretty solid. Very earthy on the flavors. It's kind of like woody. There's some caramel there. I guess it's not that old, but it's not particularly youthy in any way. I kind of like the flavor more than I like the nose. We'll take one more. A little farmy, as some might say, but I like it. I would, depending on the price, I'd probably buy a bottle of that. Proof, I'm going to guess, is like 120. I think it's up there in proof. It brings like the caramel, and there's like a bready, yeasty note to it. It definitely smells like a beer. And like when you walk in a bar and like there's just like that alcohol smell on like the bar mats. Kind of what it smells like on the nose. With some caramel added in. Rita, what was number 8? The last one on the list.
Old Carter Bourbon Batch 14, 117 proof.
Well, Old Carter Bourbon Batch, what do you say, 17?
14.
14. Well, that's an expensive bottle. That'd be like 200 bucks. She said 117 proof, I guess 120. Pretty close in the proof. Yeah, I don't know that I'd pay 200 for that bottle. So let me think about it off camera here and come back. And I'll give you my rankings. At least the top ones. Some of these bottom ones I just didn't like. Or, well, the Breckenridge is going to be dead last, tell you that much. Alright, and we're back. So, I just kind of did top 3, make it a little shorter and easier on everybody. My winner tonight is going to be number 4, which was the Old Carter Rye Batch number 10. Phenomenal bottle. If you can find an Old Carter Rye Batch number 10 for $200 or whatever they go for, absolutely buy that. Second place tonight is going to be number 1, which was the Old Forester Single Barrel Strength Acme store pick. Not sure where Acme is, but that store did a dang good job. That was number 2. Number 3 was the Michters Bourbon from 2023. Delicious. That's delicious. It still tastes like Dickel to me, though. So I don't know. Maybe my palate's just off, but I like Dickel. But I'm just saying it kind of tastes that mineral type note. The old Dickel 15 year. This one is a 100.8 proof. Just want to kind of compare that to that Michters 10 year bourbon. I felt like it was Dickel. Here's a Dickel 15. Oh, I tell you what. They're kind of close on the nose. Way more orange and mineral though on that Dickel 15 than on this Michters 10 bourbon.
Are you talking to me, honey?
Michters 10 bourbon is better than that Dickel 15 single barrel, and I would hope so for the price. I don't know. I still feel like the Michters 10 bourbon is sourced from George Dickel. Wouldn't you feel ripped off if it was? We don't know the answer to that, though. Alright, so if you like what we saw tonight, please like, comment, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening.